Oh, you're talking about Toy Story. Yeah. But we will see. We will see what this leads to. I wonder how long it's gonna be. I don't think I saw anything about how long it's gonna be. But, I'm expecting to see at least some stuff that we're, like, familiar with. I'd imagine there'll be a couple, like, big name third-party devs in here talking about stuff. I just wouldn't expect a lot. But yeah. Well, I think it's probably gonna be more to do with like what a streaming kind of thing will deliver, and then like maybe you'll be able to use it through other means. I don't know if you'll necessarily need whatever this because I feel like there's gonna be some hardware, otherwise why would we be having this big thing? So definitely gonna be some kind of hardware. I think going on the cheaper route helps. I think you do that, you're gonna get more attention. They don't need to make it that expensive to probably do what they wanted to, so we will see. Can you hear me okay? And hear the sound okay? I wouldn't be surprised. Portable seems like a good idea, but by portable I mean like it's a small thing. Like, not necessarily you can play it everywhere. I don't think it's gonna be like a handheld device. I think it's gonna be a portable thing. You can easily get to all your TVs and all your devices. Like the other stuff they make. The question is, how many things do we actually see? That is the question. Like how many games exactly are gonna be things that we like have never seen before? That
Please welcome to the stage.
It's pretty, especially some of the people they have involved working on stuff that we've heard of so far. Some good names, really good names in game development. They've worked on good stuff, so that's exciting. There's a rumor about Avengers stuff too, which I don't.
I suppose I should start out with a confession. I'm actually not a big gamer, though I do play FIFA 19 quite a bit and really enjoy how immersive it is. Also play Ashes cricket quite a bit, and for those of you who are wondering what cricket is, it's kind of like baseball but better.
Yo, cricket simulator?
Another little known fact is that Google makes arguably the most played game on the internet today. It's the Dino Chrome game, mostly played when there's no internet connection. I'm not going to talk to you about the high quality graphics and sophistication you all are used to. But it does have a lot of players, and they're probably a lot of.
He's not a gamer. There are gonna be a lot of people here that will be though, so it sounds like they're getting involved with the right people if they want to jump into this.
Journey with computers started with games.
I'm sure we will see some.
Games have inspired many generations of people to pursue careers in tech, and through that process, they build resourcefulness, creativity, and collaboration. All qualities that are key to solving hard problems. And within Google and Alphabet, games play a big part in developing our own technology. The best example I can think of is how we are making progress on AI. DeepMind's AlphaZero uses self-play to learn from scratch and master games like chess, shogi, and Go. It's an important step towards creating a flexible, general-purpose system that can learn to solve many foundational problems. More recently, AlphaStar became the first
It
AI to
froze?
become
I
a top
froze?
professional
No.
player at StarCraft 2,
No.
using a deep neural network trained directly from raw game data. Increasingly, games are helping AIs learn to tackle real-world challenges. Even beyond DeepMind, another great example we have is Waymo, where we use simulations in gaming-like environments to test things that aren't actually possible or safe at scale in the real world. In fact, Waymo has driven more than 5 billion hours in simulations of edge case scenarios that vehicles wouldn't normally encounter. When we use it, we learn from it and actually improve the systems that we'll be deploying in the real world. Perhaps the biggest
I think
impact
when they
of
actually
gaming
get to
is
showing
how it
games,
pushes
I
us
will
to make
full screen
big
it.
leaps in computing,
When they actually get
networking
to
power,
showing some
high
stuff.
fidelity graphics, and the infrastructure that
When they're not
supports
just
them.
doing talk
All of you are pushing
kind of thing.
computing and technology forward. And I find that really exciting. At Google, we've always
Yeah, you
believed
gotta
that
update the Twitch
technology
app a
should
lot
adapt
for
to
it to
people, not the other way around.
keep
We've been
working,
building towards this
basically.
vision for some time. For example, when we launched Chrome a decade ago, we imagined, we envisioned that it could be a modern platform for web applications and bring the power of web to everyone, including use cases that seemed impossible at that time, like high-quality games. Finally, we are making progress towards that goal. In fact, over the past 2 years, we've been hard at work on game streaming technology. And last fall, we launched our first public test with Project Stream. As some of you guessed, a
Well,
technical
I
test
think
wasn't
they're
the
just
whole view of
showing
our ambition.
Assassin's Creed.
It's probably the
Oh,
worst kept secret in the industry.
I just got that.
Internally, we were actually testing our ability to stream high-fidelity graphics over a low-latency network. We learned that we could bring a AAA game to any device with a Chrome browser and an internet.
It's just playing it in the Chrome
using
browser.
the best of Google to create a powerful game platform.
That's cool.
And when we say
It's just literally playing
it
the.
always starts with our cloud and networking infrastructure. Our custom server hardware and data centers can bring more computing power to more people on planet Earth than anyone else. Today, we are in 19 regions and in over 200 countries and territories, connected by hundreds of thousands of miles of fiber optic cable. The best of Google also includes our open platforms that allow you to reach billions of people. With Google, your games will be immediately discoverable by over 2 billion people on a Chrome browser.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Chromebooks,
assume if
Chromecast,
you.
Pixel devices, and we have plans to support more browsers and platforms over time.
Yeah, so it looks like
That's in addition to
be
all the people
doing it on
playing
their
and watching
phones.
games across YouTube and Google Play. And when we build these ecosystems, we always take the approach that we only succeed when our partners do. Collectively, our partners across web, Google Play, and YouTube have earned more than $110 billion over the past 4 years alone. And we are committed to this approach here as well. So now we are focused on our next big effort, which is to build a game platform for everyone. And when we say for everyone, we really mean it. It's one of our most cherished values.
Look at all these people taking pictures with their
Be it
phones.
Android or Chrome or AI, we are dead serious about making technology accessible for everyone.
So they
If you think about
can
games,
tweet
there are
that
a
they're
lot
at
of barriers for users to play high-end games.
the
Beautiful graphics really need high-end consoles or PCs.
conference
Games don't have instant access.
or at the keynote.
Think about the way the web works. You can easily share a link and it works seamlessly. We want games to feel that way too. Instantly enjoyable with access for everyone. I think we can change the game by bringing together the power and creativity of the entire community. People who love to play games.
Yeah, I think that the
games,
service is
people
probably
who love to build
the
games.
main focus, but
That means
I
all
feel
of us.
like because
We're really excited to work with
they've
you.
made
We wanna
other
build a
stuff that
platform.
there's
We
going to
want
be
you to
some kind of
show us
hardware
what's possible.
that works
Together,
best
I think
with
we can
this.
create
Like
a new
I
game
think that's the way, because that's how you
powered
get it.
by
You
best of
sell it.
Google
You
and built for
make the
everyone.
service
Let's
good,
take
and
a
then you have a
From the
thing that
beginning of
works
time,
perfectly with
games
it.
have brought us together. players and spectators. By the handful, the hundreds and the thousands. We built stadiums, places to gather around every kind of spectacle.
What?
Glory,
Did you see that?
tragedy,
Pug?
pageantry, community,
Oh my god, did you?
rivalry, and wonder. Until every city, town, and village had a place where anyone could play.
No, did you see what? Did you
Thousands of years later,
did you see the Colosseum?
but our need to come together.
What the heck?
This new era of gaming.
That's
is a new
here.
place.
That's in my town. What the heck?
One place where anything you dream.
That was literally the WVU Coliseum. People rushing the court.
Every imagination.
What the hell?
One place where you and everyone.
I
you
wonder
love
if that was a game that I
and
actually
everyone
went
they
to.
know will all play together.
Let's go, squad! Let's go!
One place that never stops evolving. Where everyone will play
That was really random.
and watch
Yes! High five! Right, bam!
and create.
Woo! Nice!
From any screen, at any time. One place for all the ways we play. This is Stadia.
Stadia.
Gather round.
What?
Welcome to Stadia. We are so excited by this. To do this well, it's important that we have the right people working on this, experts with deep history and heritage in games. That starts with Phil Harrison, who joined us about a year ago. He's a great leader and a great gamer. He's definitely someone who knows the difference between RPGs and NPCs. I'm going to pass the mic over to Phil to show you what we have built. Take it away, Phil.
Thank you, Sundar. Thank you, Sundar. It's such a pleasure to be here today, and thank you for joining us at GDC as we finally get to share Google's vision for the future of games, where the worlds of watching and playing games converge into a new generation game platform purpose-built for the 21st century, powered by the best of Google. Our vision for Stadia is simple. One place for all the ways we play. It's focused on gamers, inspired by developers, and amplified by YouTube creators. Today, our industry captivates over 2 billion players from all around the world. At the center of that community, its beating heart, are the game developers, the people in this room that create the most incredible game experiences that delight players with engrossing stories, characters, and worlds through a dazzling display of technology, artistry, and magic. Games are now the single biggest form of entertainment on the planet that connects a vast community across geographies, cultures, and language. And within that passionate community, there is a universe of people who love playing games, and there's a universe of people who love watching games. Hundreds of millions of people watch gaming content every single day on YouTube. But those two worlds are mostly disconnected, fragmented, and often independent of each other. Our vision is to bring those worlds closer together, to connect game developers with players and YouTube creators in a way that only Google can, creating a richer and more vibrant gaming community for everyone to enjoy. Through the power of our data centers, the extraordinary reach and community of YouTube, and our investments in the fundamental technologies that are the foundations of the open internet, we offer a truly unique opportunity to combine these worlds. We will be handing that extraordinary power of the data center over to you, the game developers, where playgrounds for every imagination can be created. Our first public test of this came in October of last year with Project Stream, where we streamed a AAA HD game at up to 1080p and 60 frames per second over the internet from Google data centers to a Chrome browser. We were humbled by the overwhelmingly positive response from players who were able to join us on Project Stream. A huge thank you to those of you who participated in Project Stream and for your vital feedback. And also to the amazing people at Ubisoft for trusting us with the latest incarnation of their incredible game franchise, Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft has always been at the forefront
looks
of
like
advancements in the games industry, and they have an incredible track record of success and creativity.
Okay.
And joining us here in the audience today, I'm
So,
delighted to welcome the CEO
what does
and
it look the
co-founder of
most like?
Ubisoft,
I'm trying to
Yves
think
Guillemot.
here.
Thank you, Yves.
Oh, okay. So are there gonna be other Ubisoft games here?
I'd like to thank Yves and his team for partnering with us,
see here,
and to
what we got.
producer Marc-Alexis Cote.
Alright, so it's like if you took
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Thank you
basically
for bringing your game to our platform, and congratulations for being the first game played by
it's
the
like if you
public
took
on Stadia. As many of you experienced with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we now have the ability to take a sophisticated, graphically intense AAA game and stream
it's like if
it
you
to a
took
Chrome browser
the
running on a
joystick
simple
placement
laptop
and
without any sacrifice
D-pad
to
placement
quality or
from the
vision of the game
PlayStation
developer. As successful
controller.
as Project Stream was, our ambition
But
is
then
to
if you
course
took
far beyond
the
a single
like
game.
middle
As we developed
button,
our strategy for this new
the
platform,
D-pad
we
and
asked
the
developers
button
how
middle
we could help
layout
solve some of the most
from
critical
the
challenges
Pro
we face.
controller,
There were three very clear themes that resonated. You told us you
you've
wanted
got
to
like
unleash your
a
creativity without limits,
Xbox
get to the
/
widest possible
PlayStation
scale,
4.
and make it easier
It
for
looks
people
like
to
button
connect with your games. We used these three themes to anchor our vision
for
build
the
our platform architecture, and
like the
began to
middle.
share
That
it
definitely
with
looks like a
leading
button.
publishers
I
and
think.
developers in the world.
Yeah, like the
Now,
little
let me show you how we
one
have
there,
brought
like
this
where
vision
my
to
thumb
life.
is.
Imagine you were watching games on YouTube and you
Seems like
discover the
it's
latest Assassin's Creed
seems like it's
Odyssey
about the
trailer
size of a
on
Pro
Ubisoft's
controller,
official channel on YouTube.
though.
You will
Like, I
notice
think
that
it's
Play
smaller than the
Now
Xbox controller.
By simply clicking on that button, the player is brought
I would say, like,
directly into the
shape-wise,
game
it's
in a
probably,
browser in
shape-wise,
as quick as
closest to
5
the
seconds.
Pro controller.
With no download,
You know what?
no
I
patch,
will
no
I will
update, and
post
no
the picture
install.
of it in
Stadia
the
offers
Discord.
instant access to play. Our platform vision for Stadia is to reduce the friction between getting excited about a game and playing a game. On Stadia, you just need to click on a YouTube video or link, and you can be playing your games instantly. Compare that to today, where gamers are all too familiar with things like this. With Stadia, this waiting game will be a thing of the past. The power of instant access is magical and has already transformed the music and movie industries, and with Stadia, it is now available at the highest level of gaming. But wouldn't it be even more magical if that same game and that same instant experience could be available across any screen type in your life? A key benefit of our platform is that a single creative vision
Okay,
and a single
that's
code
pretty
base
sweet.
can now be enjoyed instantly across any screen. At launch, we'll
Oh,
support being able
whoa!
to
What
play
the
games
frick
across
is going on with the
laptops,
stream?
tablets, and
The hell?
phones. This new generation
Oh my
of
God.
gaming is not a box. With Stadia, the data center is your
Oh god! I hope that doesn't happen when I'm playing a game.
limits the developers' creative ideas, and no console that limits where gamers can play. And we're about to show this to you now. This is not a concept, it's not a test, this is real. I'd like to bring my friend Khaled to the stage to show you this working.
Yo, Pug, you're gonna play everything on your
Just
iPad?
discovered that game for the first time. You're running it on the Chrome browser, and here it is on a Pixelbook running the Chrome OS. There is basically no hardware acceleration on that laptop whatsoever, and the game is running directly from our data center. It's then easy and instantaneous to move that same game experience from exactly that moment onto the phone, here on a Pixel 3 XL.
You literally can just play that on anything then. If you could
Once
play it on
again,
those two
no loss in
things.
quality, and we can go straight onto the desktop PC. We actually went to buy the least powerful PC we could find here. And we could.
That's actually
enjoy
really
the
cool,
same vision
especially
that
if
the
you
developer
don't,
had, the same
you know,
high-quality
if you don't
1080p
have
stream at 60 frames per second,
a
and
strong
full game vision,
PC or
regardless of the
laptop.
hardware that you're using. And then it's once again seamless to go from running on our PC to running on a tablet. In this case, once again, running the Chrome OS on a Pixel
So,
slate.
I would say the most important thing for this is your internet connection, though, right? Because it still depend on that.
Finally, we then move seamlessly to the TV. And so this TV is accessed using this, which is a Chromecast Ultra HDMI streamer. There is no console required to reach this experience.
Yeah, so really just about your internet connection.
Thanks, Khaled.
I would imagine that the controller can connect to all your Chrome-based devices.
Welcoming any and all players is fundamental to Stadia.
It's like a
where you can
Chromecast
try
or-
with your friends on devices you already own. And as such, we're also enabling players to use your existing USB controller or mouse and keyboard when playing Stadia on a laptop or PC. By eliminating that friction, that barrier to entry, we will make it simple and easy for players who want to try Stadia for the first time. But of course, we will have our own controller that has been uniquely designed to enhance the experience for the Stadia player. I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the Google hardware
Okay.
family.
Yeah. See there, that definitely is a button. Zoomed in on it. It looks so much like the Pro controller if you just flip the D-pad and
This is your
the
gateway to the best of Stadia.
so there's that extra button, but if you flip the D-pad and the left control stick,
There are many
that
advantages
looks
to the Stadia controller.
just
The
like the
first
Pro
is
controller,
that it will connect
which is good
through Wi-Fi
because I consider the Pro
directly
controller to
the
be
game
really
that is running
comfortable.
in the Google Data Center. The Stadia controller identifies which
I think
screen
that's
or
a good
device
layout.
you want to play on and links it with your game session running in the cloud.
You can see the
ensuring
grooves on
highest
the
possible performance
on
and
the,
best experience for players. In addition
control
to the standard
sticks.
functions you'd expect
When
to
they
see on a
zoomed in.
modern game controller, the Stadia controller features two very important new buttons. The capture button is for sharing and saving your game.
I'm sure
experience
that
back
there's
out
a
to
good
you.
chance that
The gamer can choose to share
once
their
it's out for a
experience,
while, they'll
starting
have
with a
different
click of this
colors.
button.
Or that, I mean, they
To
might even
themselves,
reveal
to
that.
their friends, or to the world. They are in control. And the second one is the Google Assistant button. Pressing this button allows players to immediately access the controller's built-in microphone so they can get help from the assistant for special in-game features integrated by developers. Our goal with Stadia is to help fuel developer creativity at every level. And next, we'll take a look at the incredible computing power we have custom built into our data centers that will further accelerate innovation. I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, the head of engineering for Stadia, Maj Bakar.
Thanks so much, Bill. Let's look at the real-time computing power we have put into our data centers that will change how we view what a game platform can be. In order to deliver an amazing experience for your games, we needed to bring powerful computing closer to users. We've built Stadia's architecture on top of the Google Data Center network, the same network that has been delivering search results to your fingertips in milliseconds for more than 20 years. The network consists of fiber optic links and subsea cables between hundreds of points of presence and more than 7,500 edge node locations around the globe, all connected with our network backbone. Stadia is built on infrastructure that no one else has. More edge nodes mean the compute resources are closer to players, which results in better performance. We took that proven model and infused it with custom design,
Oh,
purpose-built
okay.
gaming
There's different
hardware,
colors.
creating the most powerful and connected gaming platform.
There's the
Each
white
of
one
Stadia's
with
data
the
center is composed of
orange.
interconnected racks that deliver the high-powered
There's the
graphics,
black
memory,
one
and
with the
storage needed to run the most demanding
white
games.
highlighting in the control
Only
sticks.
with Google can you apply the power
There's
and flexibility
a-
of data centers to game development.
What color is this?
This
It's kind of like a
architecture is the
different
foundation
color,
for this
white,
new generation of gaming.
with
We've been testing this technology privately within Google for
it's like
years.
neon green.
For our initial public test with
Controller
Project Stream
stick
in
highlights.
2018, we delivered up to 1080p 60 frames per second with stereo audio. When Stadia launches,
Yeah, I
we
was
will
just
have
trying to get
increased
like a better
performance
look at
significantly
how
to
they're
support
different.
resolutions up to 4K at 60 frames per second. With
Zoom in on
HDR
it.
and surround sound. And in the future, we'll be able to stream games in up to 8K resolution.
What the hell?
We know there are not that
What?
many homes or TVs in the world that have 8K today. But we also know the widespread adoption of 8K is inevitable.
Jeez.
We have built our platform to scale up with the highest performing networks to deliver the visual quality demanded by future generation of gamers and game developers. What's even more exciting is that in addition to the stream you get as a player, there is a second simultaneous stream at 4K 60 frames per second that you can choose to share directly to YouTube from the Stadia data center, meaning your gaming memories will be saved at the highest possible quality.
What the heck?
Stadia is not constrained by the limitation of traditional console systems. Instead, we have built a truly flexible, scalable, and modern platform that allows us to push performance beyond what was previously considered possible. This architecture gives us even more flexibility to scale. And thanks to fast transfer speeds between the Stadia instances in our data center, our platform can connect instances together to dynamically expand the capabilities along with the need of your games. As a developer, you're used to being forced to tone down your creative ambition that are limited by the hardware. But our vision with Stadia is that the processing resources
maybe, I mean,
available will scale up.
Okay, so here's the reason why I think that they'll still have some
In
kind of
this new
hardware.
generation, the data center is your platform.
Is
We
because
partnered with our friends at AMD
what
to
if
build
you
a
just
custom
don't have,
GPU.
like, I know most
I'd like
people
to personally
have
thank Dr.
something,
Lisa
but what if
Su,
like
AMD president and CEO,
you don't have
who is
something
here
that you
with
want
us
to
today.
play stuff on?
Lisa
That's the
and
only
her
thing I
team
could think why
helped us
they would
design a chip to
launch
bring you
a
more than
piece of
10
hardware
teraflops
with
of
it.
power, which we've coupled
Is
with a
to-
custom CPU to make up a single Stadia instance. And here's how the graphical power of Stadia compares to the top.
Oh
two
god,
consoles
well
in the
there, I
market.
mean, that's basically, they're
You can
basically
see-
same.
Thank you.
That, I mean, that one right there, that was pretty much
You can see that
Oh,
a
screw
single
you.
Stadia instance is a
Right
big
there.
step forward. 10.7 teraflops
Yeah, I mean,
is more
dude.
powerful than the top two consoles of the previous generation combined. Stadia will be using the Linux operating system and the Open Graphics API, Vulkan. And when it comes to game engines, we are excited to announce that we have partnered with Unreal, who will be fully supporting the Stadia platform. We are also partnering with Unity to bring full support for the two most popular and familiar game engines to our development community. And we're empowering developers with an amazing array of familiar middleware that you already use to power your game development, including the most popular physics engine, Havok. And here's a list of our partners now. And of course, this list will continue to grow over time.
the
With
most
this
powerful
type of
internet
tools,
connection.
Game development can evolve as quickly as the imagination of content creators.
Wow.
To achieve that, we're providing multiple ways to make games for Stadia. You can develop on our cloud, your cloud, and at your desk. Our goal is to make Stadia the most flexible development environment ever put together. And that power is, of course, used to create the best content. Our first guest is from a company known for creating the most sophisticated and impressive gaming experiences in the industry that always demand the most of every system they run on. We had the chance to give our friends at id early access to our tools and
You know what,
it's my absolute
you know what I
pleasure to
was,
welcome to the stage
what I'm
executive
starting to
producer
think in
from
my head
id,
is that
Marty Stratton.
the whole, like, net neutrality thing, could really mess this up.
everyone. Thanks so much for having
Like
us
it
here, Phil
really
and Maj.
could.
I'm honored.
We start running
to
into
be part of the
internet
team at id
data
that has spent
caps.
More than 25 years on the bleeding
It's
edge
gonna-
of
it's-
technical innovation.
You're gonna struggle with
When
this
we first
thing
met with Google
in
about
certain
game streaming,
instances.
frankly, we were skeptical about how it would work, and in particular, how it could work with a game like Doom. However, we recognize
Yeah, I feel like streaming
not just
games
your
is,
ability and resources to make game streaming a reality,
like it's
more
something that's really cool and that you want to
passion
do, but
to support a game as
crap.
fast, fluid, and uncompromising as Doom. After all, if you're going to prove to the world that you can stream games from the cloud, what better proof than Doom? And if you're going to prove to a developer that you're serious about building a robust platform, what better team than id, where we push every platform to its limit. In fact, back in 2016, Doom was the first AAA game released on Vulkan. And because Stadia is built on that same Vulkan API, it didn't take us more than a few weeks to get our upcoming sequel, Doom Eternal, looking and playing great on Stadia. Built on the fun and sense of power players expect from the series, Doom Eternal is a pure and unfiltered action FPS experience. You play as an unstoppable hero sent to destroy hell's fiercest demons across an expanding universe of unbelievable locations. We couldn't be happier to be bringing Doom Eternal to Stadia,
Yeah,
and
you
are thrilled to announce that the game will be capable of running at true 4K resolution with HDR color at an unrelenting 60 frames per second.
Doom Eternal. There you go. There's your second game announcement. All right.
We actually can't wait to show you more of Doom Eternal very soon, in fact. We have the full game running on Stadia, live from Google data centers, and you can see it today at our developer session. Starts at 12:30 over in West Hall.
All right. Ubisoft, Bethesda.
Thank you to Google and Stadia team.
Will we see other
giving us this
Bethesda
opportunity to share a bit about Doom Eternal.
stuff?
Thanks so much.
I think we will. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Marty. It's a privilege to work with id and your incredible engineers and creators. For anyone who knows the franchise, you know Doom Eternal will look and play amazingly well on our platform. It was important for us to partner with a developer like id so that we could prove, not just to ourselves, but to the entire industry, that our platform is capable of supporting the most demanding titles. And Doom
Yeah, show
will
me
be
the
running on a
RPGs.
single
Show me the
Stadia
RPGs.
The
That's
fundamental benefit of our cloud-native infrastructure is that developers will be able to take advantage of hardware and power in ways never before possible. And that includes taking advantage of the power of multiple GPUs at once. We've asked our friends at UL Benchmarks, makers of 3D Mark, to put Stadia to the test. In this video, you can see some comparison points showing the difference between our single GPU and multiple GPUs. What you see here on the left of
here.
the line is running on a
Yeah, you're
single
probably not seeing it very well.
10.7
Let me
terawatt GPU.
let me
And
show
on
you
the
that.
right of the line, you can see the same content running on Stadia using multiple GPUs. In this demo, we're highlighting real-time fluid deformation. Accurate water simulation is one of the most compute-intensive effects for games. And it's a powerful example of what Stadia is capable of. And I'm so excited to see where game developers go with this kind of performance. When we designed Stadia, our goal was to solve many of the pain points that we've heard about from developers, particularly those related to multiplayer. In traditional platforms, the client and server are connected by the unpredictable internet, and therefore the multiplayer experience is limited by the client with the slowest or poorest quality connection. But with Stadia, that game client and server both remain on Google's networking backbone, resulting in predictable low latency, reliable connectivity, and data security, since no traffic gets exposed to the public internet. Developers who use Google's data centers can create a predictable multiplayer experience that scales to an order of magnitude greater than anything enjoyed by gamers today. What that means is a synchronized state across a very high volume of players, where innovations like distributed physics can be built into your games, where battle royale games could go from hundreds of players today to thousands
What?
of players tomorrow.
Calm down.
And yes, no cheating and no hacking. Google has always believed that the world is a better place when we are able to connect without barriers. And as a new generation
So
game
what you're
platform,
saying is Tetris
Stadia will, of course, embrace full cross-platform play.
9,999.
Developers will have the ability to enable cross-platform multiplayer for all players, and even bring game saves and progression across as well. I'd now like to introduce a member of Stadia's R&D team who are pushing the envelope, bringing the best of Google to game developers. Please welcome to the stage our lead designer for research and development at Stadia, Erin Hoffman-Jung.
Thank you, Phil. One of our team's favorite comments about Project Stream was a tweet that described Stadia's technology as the work of wizards. And we are incredibly fortunate to work with wizards every day, bending their magic toward games. I'd like to take you through a few technologies and features that we've been working on that are going to enhance the game development process for developers big and small. The first one is focused on multiplayer.
You'll get sniped across the map by thousands of people at
from
once.
player to player, but also allows developers to create new, gorgeous gaming environments. Our friends at Tangent Games have been working with us on a technical proof of concept that you can see here behind me.
Wait, what the
They
heck is
spent
this?
a few short weeks
What is
creating
this?
beautiful multiplayer world with a persistent,
What is this?
massively destructible environment.
What is this?
It is a raw demonstration of scale and power using
What
the
am
best
I
of
looking at?
Stadia technology, where every piece of the environment in this multiplayer
the
world
heck?
is destructible using real-time rigid body physics. Using Google's unique infrastructure, developers can create games built to house hundreds of players with low latency and perfect synchronization. This demo will be available on the show floor if you want to check it out this week.
What is this a demo of?
As we were building the platform, we collaborated
Anything?
with individual developers, but we also thought about trends in game development. When we thought about our most treasured gaming memories, something kept coming back, something that we'd lost. When modern games start to push the boundaries of current hardware, rendering 2 or more scenes simultaneously becomes too resource intensive, and so split-screen couch co-op has been fading from gaming. But when all of your clients are in the cloud, couch multiplayer has new life again through Stadia in what we're calling Stream Connect. In the past, the resources required to execute split-screen co-op have required developers to sacrifice more of their creative goals. With Stream Connect, we're making it possible to realize split-screen multiplayer without any performance penalty. Behind me, you'll see a technology proof of concept that we built at Google. It's called the Night Forest, a co-op demo with asymmetric player roles. Here we have 2 players, one hunter on the ground and a supporting aerial player,
What?
set up in a standard split-screen view. Each of these screens is powered by a separate Stadia instance. But what would happen to squad-based games if developers could allow players to call up the views of their teammates on demand, or utilize any polygonal surface as a receiver
Wait,
for another
so you
player's
can
video
see
stream?
what your
Stream
teammates
Connect makes this
doing?
possible with extremely little
Be-
effort on
just
the part of the
like
developer,
split screen
bringing
co-op?
dynamic squad-based gaming into easy reach, even for
Okay.
very small teams. We've shown you
That's
3
that's
views, but we can
cool.
keep going.
I think that's really
We can keep
cool.
adding streams and shape how they're shown to the player, giving a designer not
It's
one,
like
but
they're
many
trying
cameras into a
to
scene. Now imagine if you could go beyond
substitute
seeing into
for-
players' worlds. What if you could interact with them? Here we have our streams configured into a command center, where a 4th player can coordinate the movements of our
Split-screen
drone,
co-op?
scientist, and hunter characters. Now that coordinator is reaching into the world and placing a beacon to call attention to a particular location, seen instantly by the other players. Stream Connect is just one of the ways Google is working to support developers in creating more immersive and creative experiences, whether bringing back effortless couch-based co-op or inventing entirely new multiplayer games. Our next technology demo focuses on the power of the Google Cloud and machine learning, and how they can have an impact on accelerating developer creativity. Every developer feels the burn in pre-production to get to a game's magic sooner. We think Google's machine learning technology might have some answers. Here to talk about it is a developer known for creating some amazing, stylish, and celebrated independent games, including Deadlight, Rhyme, and The Invisible Hours. Please welcome Chairwoman of Tequila Works, Luz Sancho.
It's
Thank
pretty.
you very much.
It's pretty cool,
I am
actually.
very excited to be here for the unveiling of the Stadia platform. There are so many different benefits that Stadia delivers to all developers, big and small, and particularly for a studio like ours. At Tequila Works, we are very proud of the art styles of our games. It's something we spend a lot of time perfecting. Our development cycles typically last 24 months, and as you can imagine, a large part of that time is dedicated to defining the art style of the game. We are particularly proud of Rhyme. Its visual identity created a lasting impression with our players.
Rhyme does
But
look
it took
really
us a
cool.
long time to get to that final style. That's why we were so excited to hear from Google about one of the tools they are making available, an amazing tool that will dramatically influence and ease this process. With Style Transfer ML, Google is applying the science of machine learning to art visualization.
Style transfer is a machine learning technology that runs on the video frame created by the game. All of this happens in real time on a Stadia instance. We built this demo to show you what it can do. We start with a gray box world and take any image we want, in this case, Kandinsky's yellow, red, blue, and the model does the rest. Throw in Starry Night, and you have another style. Give it scratch art, and you get this.
Huh.
We're doing our part to empower the artist inside of every developer. The R&D team iterated through hundreds of art styles testing this technology, and one of our favorites came from an old friend.
Oh, dude. This is freaking Pac-Man style. What the hell?
What excites us and some of our partners so far
Okay,
is how
that's,
many playable art styles we can create just by feeding it more and more images. It inspires and empowers our artists to get the visions in their heads into interactive environments in a whole new way. And this is just the beginning.
We are using Style Transfer ML in our studio today, and we are blown away by the impact it's having on our latest creations. You will see it. This could really change everything. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Luth. With Style Transfer, our goal is to help developers find the magic of their games quicker. You can check out Style Transfer during the show this week. We can't wait to hear your feedback. Creators inspire us to bring the best of Google to games, and creators are at the heart of Stadia. It isn't just what they create, but how those moments are experienced by players, moments that resonate for generations to come. The last feature we want to introduce today is another special experience made possible by the cloud. It's called State Share, and here to talk about it from Q Games is Dylan Cuthbert.
State share? Wait. State share? Does that mean that you could share your game saves?
Hey everyone.
Like a
It's,
save
great to
state?
be here with all of you today.
I don't know. I
As a
just
veteran
came
game
in
developer,
at the last part
I
of
love
what
how
she said.
creators on YouTube have brought our games to life.
Let's see.
Those experiences could be more social and like even more fun. And I'm extremely excited by what I've learned from Google about bringing new ways to share a game's replayable moments. With a new technology called State Share, developers can let a player instantly share a playable moment from a game. This could include the world state, the player's position, items they're carrying, anything the developer wants
Wait,
to
are
add
you
into a shareable
playing a
moment.
scenario, or are you actually
Game
playing the
state
game from
can
that
be
point?
encoded into a link that tells Stadia where to pick up the game. This could be sent to one player, or it could be shared with thousands at the same time on YouTube, through email, apps,
Oh no,
messaging,
spoilers!
wherever links can go. To me, this
I got to the
totally
final
changes how I
boss.
think
Do you
about
want to play?
experiences for players. I can create moments specifically for this kind of sharing. Challenges to beat my incredible speed runs, or chances for other players.
Oh,
to
that
also
actually was
experience
really cool for
those same, like,
speedruns.
tough boss battles. I can build as many shareable moments as I want, and let the internet turn my whole game into an infinitely replayable treasure hunt. I was so intrigued with the possibilities of state share.
Yo, that's
But I designed a brand new game around it, and it's the biggest title ever for Q Games.
this could be
Right
used
now,
for
it's
good
still
or
under
for
wraps,
evil.
But I can't wait to reveal more about this game later this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dylan. State Share is one more way that Stadia is working to empower developers with entirely new tools that embrace a player's desire to discover, share, and build a community. We're extremely excited by the reception it's gotten from our early partners so far. And with that, I'd like to introduce the head of gaming at YouTube to tell you what Stadia means for content creators. Please welcome Ryan Wyatt.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm very excited to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. As you've heard, Stadia is about delivering the best developer experience so that the best games can be made. But we're also committed to making sure we have the best creator experience so that the entire community gets stronger together. YouTube is where people come to watch games.
I want to see
More than
people's
200 million gamers come to YouTube every single day
people's
to engage
reactions
with their
to
favorite gaming
that,
creators.
because that actually seems
And
like
they
one of the
come because
coolest
of the
things.
community
That,
of gaming creators and viewers who have turned YouTube into the gaming platform that it is today. We're always looking for ways to strengthen the connection between creators and viewers, and Stadia is designed to bring them together like
drink
never
that
before.
water.
Gaming has always been the backbone of YouTube since the platform first was founded in 2005. And one thing YouTube gaming creators want is to engage with their fans. That will always be the most important thing to them.
Well, I'm about halfway
That's why
through
over 50
mine.
billion
Here.
hours of gaming content was watched on YouTube last year alone. And to just give you an idea of how much 50 billion hours is, you could walk to Pluto and back more than a dozen times. Stadia is focused on empowering both creators and viewers to achieve new heights by breaking barriers of content capture and creating unique ways to engage with and grow a creator's audience. Established creators will have new ways to engage and monetize on YouTube with Stadia features. And with aspiring creators, we're going to break down the barrier of entry in capturing content by giving you the ability to highlight, live stream, and capture directly from Stadia. We've already seen the idea of any YouTube link being a direct access point into the game, and that is a huge opportunity for both big and small creators. We're empowering creators to forge deeper connections with their audience, and one of those ways will be to make it easier to actually game with them. Often when you're watching a stream, you find yourself wishing you could be in there playing alongside with your favorite creators.
Cute.
On traditional platforms, you'd have to fire up your console or your PC and just hope that you get matched up with them. However, with Stadia and a new feature called Crowd Play, you'll be able to simply click a button displayed right in the stream and jump in and play with YouTube creators that you're watching. Take a look at the video behind me. It's a live stream of NBA 2K. The person watching can simply click the link and be placed into the lobby for the next game. If you think about it, Crowd Play can act like an all-new lobby system for games. And with Stadia, YouTube becomes the ultimate discovery and engagement tool for content. And of course, YouTube creators will have full management capabilities.
I was gonna
over
say,
this feature.
if there's
For
that
the
many
game
people watching that
developers,
game, good luck
publishers,
getting
and
in there.
millions of YouTube content creators out there. Soon we'll have more information to share on these engagement tools and how we'll be working with you to connect with and build your community.
Probably way cooler
I'd
if
now
there's
like to
less
introduce
people.
a friend of mine to the stage. He has over 11 million subscribers on his channel, The Game Theorist, and he and his wife Stephanie have
Oh,
often been
it's
advocates for the
Matt
creator
Pat.
community. So we were delighted to talk to him about Stadia
Ah,
and what
okay.
it means for creators. Please welcome to the stage my friend Matt Pat.
Thanks, Ryan. It's an incredible honor to be here today. Now, for us creators, our audience is our lifeblood. Whether we're breaking down the real-life science of the fictional world of Fallout, or diving into the
Figured
theories
they'd
behind
bring some
Bendy's Ink
YouTube
Machine, or
folks in
simply
here.
streaming gameplay on our live stream channel, GT Live, we're always looking for new ways to connect and engage with our audience. Which is why, when I first met with the Stadia team, I was floored by the impact that it can have for not just gamers, but also creators. Stadia not only empowers me to easily
Is there a
create
way
and
to,
share my
like,
work, but it also unlocks
I
completely
wonder if
new
there's
ways
gonna
for
be
me to
like
build
cool
a
features for
stronger
when you
bond with my
post
audience.
something. Like if
Crowdfunding,
I
for example, gives our
literally
audience the chance to instantly jump
posted
into a game
like
with us,
a
and then
video
the
of
creator
me like
can
playing a
feature them
game,
live
could
on
I
the
like
stream in
include a
real time.
link to
Another
the
feature that I'm incredibly excited
game
about is
state
share. Here, the possibilities
of
are
that
literally
like
endless.
that I was playing at that
Live streaming
moment
horror games, for instance, has been one of the most popular
that people could
formats for live
replay?
streaming on YouTube
That
since
would
its
be
inception.
cool.
But now
I'd
with
use
State
that,
Share,
I think.
you can actually take this to the next level by letting the people who are just watching you replicate the exact same scenario you just played through in game. Like that
Yeah, I think I would
impossible
use
moment
the
when you're
state
out of
share
med kits
thing.
and you suddenly have a zombie breathing down your neck. Imagine the endless breathing down your neck.
Oh.
Imagine the endless
hell just
variations
happened?
that creators can layer on top of all their favorite games by specifically designing challenges oriented to their unique audience. For creators, you suddenly become a game maker yourself. Creating challenges through State Share allows us to continue creating content for all your favorite games long after the game itself has been completed. And on the other hand, the audience now can reconnect with all their favorite games in completely new, exciting, and fresh ways. But of course, also as a gamer, I'm looking forward to tremendously all the new possibilities of gameplay that Stadia opens up and that can be built only for Stadia. I mean, think about this. 1,000-player battle royale matches. Incredible new graphical possibilities. And of course, all of this is available across any screen. Literally, I could just pick up my phone and start playing exactly where I left off on my laptop, even while sitting in an audience of a keynote like this one. I hope you're not playing right now. Lots of
Yeah, I
exciting
mean,
stuff
you'll
happening on stage, but you
Twitch
can
will.
do
I
it.
don't think Twitch will be
Stadia
able to do
just
the
truly unlocks new
the
opportunities to create,
waiting in line
share,
thing. That
and
seems like
game
it's
across
exclusive
YouTube.
to YouTube
I am
because
personally thrilled
Google
about
owns
what
it.
Stadia brings to the table.
But
How
the
it
State
unites
Share stuff, you
technology
can.
and
I could
entertainment
definitely
in
you
completely
could
new
share that
ways
on
we've
Twitch.
never seen before, and in ways that can only be possible through
You
the
just need the
combined
link.
power
That's it.
of Google and YouTube. So
So yeah, I think I'm interested in the State Share thing the most. The problem is like when it comes to playing the games, what kind of input delay are we looking at? With certain games, it's not going to matter, but maybe with some competitive games, input delay would be
Connecting players and creators
probably
to their
will be
favorite
bad.
games is core to our vision. We've shown you how YouTube and Stadia offer the ability for gamers to connect
But
with
to like
content creators
the average
and game
person who's
developers
not
in
like going to
extraordinary
be
ways.
streaming the game
There is
or
another Stadia integration
you know,
with YouTube that we're really excited about. Designers love
playing
creating
maybe at like
challenges,
something
but as games reach
competitive
more and more people,
or
the design
something like that
problem
where
of
it
creating the
matters.
perfect challenge gets more and more difficult.
Maybe like they're
When a
not going to
player
care
is stuck
about
on
that.
a level or puzzle and desperately wants that next beat in the story or the breathtaking views in the next level, what do? Today, they have to leave the game, fire up YouTube, find the right video, scrub to the right part of that video, and watch how it's done. With Stadia, that help will be just a button press away. Take this example from our friends at Crystal Dynamics with Rise of the Tomb Raider. When the player gets stuck on a level, like me, instead
Remember
of grabbing a laptop
that I
or a
said
phone,
Crystal
you just
Dynamics
need
was
to push
gonna
the button on the Stadia
be
controller to
here.
get help from the Google Assistant.
Like they were
No
talking with them.
distractions. No need to take your eyes off the
I
game,
wonder if it's
no
just because of
secondary
the Tomb
devices.
Raider stuff. They're supposed to be working. They're one of the teams that's working on IDIS, Montreal,
It's another
and
deep way in which
Crystal
we're
Dynamics. They're
connecting
working on the
players with
Avengers
games
game.
they love. Stadia
There
is
was a
about
rumor
removing
about some
barriers for
other
players
Avengers
to get
game
to their favorite content and moments.
being talked
With
about today,
Stadia,
but
any
I don't know if
link
that was
can be
fake
an
or.
access point to the game. So for a developer, the entire internet can become your store.
I don't know, Pug. If we don't
Whether
see
it's
that
from
game
our
at
Stadia
E3,
store, text messages, Reddit,
I don't
Facebook,
know what to think.
Twitter, Discord, Google search results, YouTube videos, Gmail, or from the
At
Google Play
either
Store,
it's
gamers are
delayed
going to be able to
or
find,
not
discover,
happening.
and enjoy your games anywhere they are, and easily share them with their friends. It's a truly revolutionary way to discover your games. Stadia will be home to a variety of games, and we're happy to say that we will offer comprehensive parental controls for all content. We've already shipped development hardware to more than 100 studios around the world, and more than 1,000 creatives and engineers are hard at work bringing their games to our platform. In addition to partnering with developers big and small, I'm also thrilled to announce that today we are forming Stadia Games and Entertainment, which will build experiences designed exclusively for Stadia as Google's own first-party game studio. And we've recently been joined by one of the industry's most successful executive producers to lead that organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, Jade Raymond.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, everyone. I am so honored to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. In my career, I've been lucky enough to work with some of the most talented and passionate developers in the world. Passion is at the root of all great games, and it's what motivated me to join Google. What I love about games is that we continue to redefine what a game is. When I was 12, I saw the holodeck on an episode of Star Trek. And even though the games I played at the time were side-scrolling, pixel-based kind of games like Mega Man, it was obvious to me that one day games would take place in fully immersive worlds. Today, you have seen some incredible tech. And hopefully, like me, you now believe that we're on the brink of a huge revolution in gaming. One that will unlock a whole new level of creativity for developers. There are no limits to the human imagination. Now that the data center is your platform, the processing power is limitless as well. I'm excited to announce that as the head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, I will not only be bringing first-party game studios to reimagine the new generation of games. Our team will also be working
People are
with
memeing it
external
up already.
developers to make all the bleeding-edge Google technology you have seen here today available to partner studios big and small. We are committed to going down the bold path, learning what is working best, and sharing key tools and tech so that we can take games to the next level together. The way I see it, there has never been a more exciting time to be a developer. And Stadia will be a driving force defining the future.
Imagine if Reggie was called out
entertainment.
as the new lead of Stadia Games. Damn it. Nah, that boy is gonna go retire and play some Animal Crossing.
Games and the world of people who watch games into one global community powered by the best of Google. We've shared a lot today. With Stadia, you'll be able to build your games backed by Google technology like Google Assistant, ML, and TensorFlow. You will be able to deliver your games to more gamers across the globe through Chrome, Chromecast, and Pixel. And you'll be able to connect with the biggest
Google
community
has
of
its
gamers
own
and
first-party
YouTube
gaming
content
studio.
creators. So, how do you get involved?
It's pretty cool.
For developers who want to create content for
Interested
Stadia,
to see
we
what
welcome
they
you to go to stadia.dev, where you can apply
make.
to get access to development tools. If you want to partner with our team at Google to help bring your game to market, we have Stadia Partners, a program designed to give you the resources your team needs to make something great. And for players who want to be the first to learn more, you can go to stadia.com and follow us on these social channels. So, when will players be able to experience Stadia? I'm thrilled to announce that Stadia is launching this year, 2019.
Okay.
We will launch first in the US, Canada, the UK, and most of Europe. It's been my privilege today to introduce Stadia on behalf of the thousands of Googlers who've worked
Wait, they're
tirelessly
gonna
to bring this
launch
vision to
first
life.
in those countries
This is
and
the
then
first step in
expand
the
from
journey.
there?
and we'll be connecting with you again in the summer to share more details on the games you'll get to play at launch and beyond.
So there was no
Thank you very much for gathering around with all
release
of us today.
date.
With Stadia,
Just
we can
2019.
all dream bigger and together build a playground for every imagination. Thank you.
Is that it? Oh. Okay. I think that is it. Well, let's get that off there. We can't have that on there. We can't have that on there. Yeah, it was just kind of like a general announcement. And the hardware was a controller. I didn't think that would happen, actually. So that surprised me. I thought there would be, because I thought, like, you know, some people want another thing to do all their stuff on, but I guess, like, if it works with their other existing pieces of stuff, and if really the goal is to, like, no, I don't think they'll be at E3. I think that yeah, I don't think that they'll be at E3. No, because then it's like you have to, since Microsoft's still gonna be there, you have to compete with, like, their news and stuff, which I don't think they want to directly do. So they'll have their own. They'll probably have their own thing. I'm trying to think of the other, like, game-related conferences that they could also go to and talk about stuff, but I don't know if they necessarily need to have another thing, really, besides, like, maybe just pop, like, a hard release date kind of thing. But I really, yeah, I didn't, yeah, I was thinking that there would be some kind of, piece of hardware or something. Well. Oh. Okay, nothing else on here at all. Well. What do you think, Pug? We were gonna see about this eventually, about input lag and all that kind of stuff. That's why, you know, I'm sure it will work. I don't think that they would launch this without it working at all, because it's kind of a big deal that they're deciding to do this. The question is, like, when it comes to games that, you know, require you to not have a lot of input lag in order to play them well. How is that gonna work? Because there's going to be some. I don't think that there's not going to be any. That's kind of an impossible notion, but how much is the question? Because other companies have tried to do stuff like this, and there is always input lag, and obviously this is the biggest one. They are the biggest one, and they will be the biggest one to do it. But yeah, is technology where it needs to be in order to be able to do this without too many problems? I don't know. It's going to have to be like a literal wait and see kind of thing. So I think the save state thing is really cool. Of all the, like, because like I don't stream on YouTube, so I wouldn't be able to use the features that are tied in with people joining or getting into a queue to jump into a game. You know, the question is, like, are these other features for people that already are able to play all these games? Obviously there's like a convenience factor. It's like, oh, if you could play a game on like all the stuff you have, like, you know, is that valuable to you? Is that worth it to you compared to all the stuff that you already have to play the devices on? I think to people who like to play games and maybe don't have, you know, maybe they can't play all the games they want already, and you know, maybe someone that's like thinking of getting like a PC to be able to play all these games, but then they're like, I don't want to invest, you know, too much money. And even though now it's like you don't have to get something high end to play everything, but I think it's just like an investment kind of thing, and like what you know, what kind of prices are we looking at? We didn't see anything like that, did we? We didn't see any, so I would guess in the summertime, like, we'll actually see that kind of stuff, like pricing, and we didn't see anything like that. This literally was just like this is the concept, and here's, you know, we got this, now we have a first-party studio that's going to be making games exclusively for this service that you won't be able to play anywhere else. They did mention crossplay on existing games, so that's cool, like right off the bat. Good job. That's what we want. We want that from like everybody. And you get Sony in on this. So Sony, you need to come over here and play better with everybody else. They're like the holdouts right now. Because I honestly, I want that. Like, I want crossplay with everything on games that are on everything. Like, that would be really cool. Because I don't think there's any reason for you to not do that kind of thing. It's like, if you want to have exclusive games on your thing, that's cool. That's obviously the only place that you can play it. But all these games that exist on everything, it's like, just let us play with everybody else, like, you know. Yeah, we will see. I think the pricing's gonna be key. Like I said, the save state thing, I think playing an instance of a game, that's a cool idea. I like that. I like the substitution almost for split screen co-op, like literally where, you know, like usually like you would only be able to do that together, like if you were over playing a game with someone. but being able to see their viewpoint in a game, that's pretty cool. So I feel like you're probably only going to see that at first in the games that they are developing. I feel like it will take much longer for a third party to do something like that in their game. So you'll see that from their first party studio. It seems like they're surrounding themselves. Like I said, we knew this before this conference, that they were surrounding themselves with good people. You know, if they want to start making games and they want to be, you know, a part of the gaming world. Like they're surrounding themselves with good developers and stuff. So. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like does the Switch fall? Because okay, so you know we already have the Xbox Live stuff, the Game Pass rumors for Switch, which I really do think that is gonna be a big announcement at E3. I feel like if that is a thing for sure, and Nintendo and Microsoft are both gonna be there. Especially with Sony not being there this year, I think that would be a good spot to announce, like, you know, the Xbox Live thing, and like that would be a really good idea. Could the Stadia thing work on the Switch? I mean, if they were able to work out a deal or something, I mean, it could. It definitely could work. I honestly think that, to me, that's where it kind of gets the most interesting. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that maybe it's not something that you would see right away, but maybe like next year or the year after I could see like an announcement. Because obviously it's like, if Stadia isn't available in Japan, that's going to be a big, like, well, obviously if it's not available here, we can't do it yet. Like it's just, they would not announce something like that. So I would say initially, no. Maybe down the road. I would say right now, just maybe look forward to the Xbox stuff. But maybe down the road. They definitely would need the service to work and be available in Japan first before they could make any progress with that. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Google reached out and talked to Nintendo, because I mean, at least from just the one perspective, they did kind of take a few shots at Microsoft. I mean, they're in competition with Microsoft for other stuff already, but they did kind of take shots at the current gen consoles in the thing. They definitely did directly, which I didn't really expect they would. It is kind of a weird comparison, I guess, when you think about it, like, considering that it's like, so what they were doing is they were comparing pieces of hardware to the service, which is a little weird when you think about it that way. You weren't comparing hardware to hardware or anything like that, but we will see. Well, no, it's just, there wouldn't be any reason to say it, because it's like the Switch isn't even like, it's not built for power, you know. It's more built, and then experiences are kind of developed for it, you know, that kind of thing. That's mostly how they've always done their things. They make the games not necessarily based on whatever the piece of hardware is, you know. More they innovate around it than they build it based on like, oh well, this is how powerful it is, that kind of thing, you know. That's how it's always been. But it's a good question, and it's a good thing to think about, because it's like, well, yeah, it does kind of fall into that, you know, it does have a screen. It, you know, if Microsoft can do stuff with it, possibly, you know, we'll say we're still in the rumor stages on that, but like, if they can do stuff with it, with Game Pass and stuff, then yeah, it would work. It would work. I think it's just one of those things where they need to get their service running in specific countries before that could go forward anymore. I think it would be cool to see it though. And I don't, you know, I think Google, I wouldn't be surprised if Google would talk to them just because of the success. I think the success of the Switch definitely is something that would, you know, I think that in its own right probably attracted Microsoft to maybe doing something with them. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Google reaches out to them as well, which would be great. Yeah. But that is it. You know, we'll talk about it more, and I'm sure whenever they announce more stuff, they'll be, well, this, you know, this is more of a concept thing. Get the announcement out there. There's some cool ideas. There's some cool people working with them on this. They are kind of they are the biggest, and they probably will be the biggest ones to do something like this. So we will see if for some reason it doesn't work very well and stuff, then, you know, it kind of dashes hopes for every smaller company that wants to do something like this, because they certainly are the biggest, and they certainly have the most money to throw it at this project. So you know, the concerns are things like internet speed, data caps, that kind of stuff. That could hurt. When the internet's down, you pretty much won't be able to do anything with this. And like I said, the input lag could be a problem on certain games. But I'm curious to see going forward how this goes. So yeah. But tomorrow there's the Nindy's presentation, so I will be streaming again in the afternoon for that. And so if you're interested, I think there's like 30 minutes of independent games announcements. There'll be some new ones, there'll be some that are ports and that kind of stuff, but I always enjoy those just because they get lost. I think a lot of times a lot of indie games get lost on the Switch because there's so many of them released every week that it is like hard to keep up with that stuff. But I will be streaming that and on here tomorrow. What, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, what did you think of this announcement? Is there anything that gets you excited? Like I said, the save state thing, the kind of substitution for split screen co-op, being able to see the people's you know, what they're doing on their screen, and then saving like an instance of a game with someone that they can replay is really cool. But no hardware box, no, nothing like that. Just it seems like it is all focused on the service, the streaming itself. So we will see how that works. I'm cautiously optimistic about the features. As far as how it's gonna work when it actually all rolls out, I have no idea. I'll say have good if you got really good internet, then this might actually be the thing for you. Like it might actually, and especially if you don't have you want to play a lot of games, and you have maybe some devices, but maybe they're not like the best for running games. That could potentially be. I think from a convenience standpoint, it'd be a really cool way to just play more games and stuff. But we'll see how it all turns out. And they didn't give a date for when in the summer they're going to be talking more about it, but we'll see. Yeah. Well, I think that Google and Microsoft are already, competitors in other stuff, so it seems like Microsoft is the closest of everybody to being in the same arena with something like this of the console makers. But there are other companies that have tried to do streaming games, and that was another point that I meant to bring up whenever you were talking about the Switch possibility, because in Japan they have streamed games to the Switch. They did it with Resident Evil 7. And I think there was another game announced that they did that with. But, really you could only, if you lived in Japan, you could do it, but like really if you tried to do it anywhere else, it just would not work. It would basically kind of be unplayable, but we'll see. I mean, I think in one way it's really good that Google is trying to do this, because it's like, it's not, they won't give up easily. I think if for some reason it does like start to fail, I think that they'll put more stuff, time, effort, money into it. And they have a lot of resources, like way more than a lot of companies, probably way more than any other company that would like to do this would. So I think you're probably going to see the fastest results with them compared to any other company, and way more stuff. So I think that's one reason to be excited for this, is just because of that. So hopefully that means, and if it works out, maybe we see more competitors, which is always good. Gives you more options. Which is why I always like that there's still lots of companies making consoles, because it gives you a lot of options, and you get a lot of different experiences. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this, and are you in? Are you already in? Are you ready to purchase this thing regardless of what the price is? I think it's a cool idea. I'm not in yet, but I like some of the ideas and stuff. But Google stock's going up. Why not? They made a big announcement, and I'm assuming that people are taking positively. I mean, it's probably they made a big announcement. Stocks are gonna go. It's kind of what'll happen is the stocks will go up, and then next week they'll go down. You know, I mean that always happens. I feel like the same things always happen with Nintendo after Nintendo Directs. It's like they go up like the crazy, and then the next week they drop back down, maybe even to below they were before. That's the stock game. Alright, see you guys. Have a good one. Bye.